it's Surge here. Welcome to the first video I'm recording for Surge Tuesdays. I'm really excited for that. A lot of work behind the scenes has gone into this, so I hope you enjoy. So first we're going to start with a Battlefield 5 map tier list. I know what you're thinking. What map are you going to start with? I am going to start with Solomon Islands. I have played every single map except Lofoten Islands because, let's be real, no one plays the small player mode. No offense to you guys who do, I'm just not into that. Battlefield for me is that grand experience where it's all out warfare. That's why Breakthrough is probably one of my most favorite game modes. So, Solomon Island. I really love it in Breakthrough, the start. I'm kind of addicted to the naval assault aspect that the Pacific season brought us. So you might see I'm a bit more lenient in ranking. So if I'm going to say Solomon Islands, I'm not too big of a fan of the jungle part. I'm a really big fan of the start. The jungle part kind of bogs down a lot of the time and it gets stuck. And there's like a little river that you can go around in those little crappy boats. I feel like they could have maybe added another aspect because it is quite linear of a path. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in B. Iwo Jima. Okay. Iwo Jima is probably my most favorite Battlefield 5 map. I love the feature, especially in Breakthrough. You're gonna learn I'm a big Breakthrough fan, and Iwo Jima is the perfect map for Breakthrough, with the climactic finish on top of the hill. Just a giant assault onto a hill, and I love it for it. It's so chaotic, it's so sick, and I love going in the trenches in the back area. You can even, if you have enough patience, like I've done before, build an anti-tank, those hedgehog anti-tank, those concrete anti-tank pillars. You can build it and it can go all the way across the beach if you're as bored as me sometimes, because I've done that before and it's satisfying. Fortifications work with this map and I just reckon it's really good quality. Probably, yeah, my favorite map. So for that reason, we are bringing you all the way up to the S tier. We'll be moving on to Panzerstorm. I like tanks. I don't like tanks that much. I can have fun as a tank player destroying infantry. I think it's so addicting to just be in a tank and just mow down enemy positions. I'm not really a tank on tank kind of person, and I don't like it when there's 6 other tanks on the other side, because then I go deal with them instead of playing with the infantry. I like to be more the support role with the tanks. And this map is kind of just open and there's not much to it. It was the first seasonal map. It came a month after launch and it was quite underwhelming in my opinion. You might love the map because you might love vehicles the most. That's the perfect thing about Battlefield. It has a little bit of something for everyone, which is great. So for that reason, Panzerstorm, you are going in the D tier. Everyone knows this map. The famous Twisted Steel. Now what do I think about it? To be honest, I just want a map of the bridge and nothing else. That is so addicting to just be on the bridge. God, do I love the bridge. Everything else I do not really care for. That's just my opinion. I reckon the bridge kind of just like overshadows everything in that map. And there's so many snipers that sit on that bridge. I'm sorry, but if you're not on the bridge fighting, you are getting knocked out by snipers constantly, which is not fun. I don't believe so. So if it was just a bridge, S tier. But because of the swamp area around it that turns into a meat grinder with snipers on the bridge, I'm going to have to move it down to B, but in front of Solomon. Arras. I don't really have ever played this map too much. I don't know about you guys, but it always seems to be the last map that comes up on the playlist. So I don't have as much experience with that map. I've played Arras a ton. I'm always relegated to the church bell tower. That's just who I am. I love to be in a dodgy position and just have an oversight over everyone to knock them out. You can even see on some of my videos, I'm in that bell tower at the start. I do really like the whole wheat, I believe it's wheat, whole wheat farm. I reckon that adds a new aspect because I sneak around and I've just lied in the just lied flat on it and just killed 6 people. But I believe this is kind of an average map. It's nothing that I'm going to be begging for. So we're just going to put it in C. I am marking this harshly. So D tier, I will still play, but I would prefer not to. If you've played Panzerstorm in Grand Operations, I recommend it in that because it makes more sense. But like I said, I like the direct battle. Province is one of my favorite maps also. I don't know why. You got that small little town on the side, and then you have this open field with a big tower. Somehow I like maps with big towers. I don't know why. It's just a contested area. So the windmill's really contested. Just see. And if you play the breakthrough version, it's even better. You start on the outside and you make your way through into the town. You do like a swoop. I believe to the end of Battlefield 5's life, they really started to focus more on breakthrough style maps. And this map was already made just with the town in mind, but they decided to expand it and make it better. Because of that, it's one of my most favorite maps. Maybe because it's the newest, but I love it. Guess where you're going? Into the A tier. Not as good as Iwo Jima, but you're a pretty darn good map. So good job to you, DICE, on that. Good old Rotterdam, the perfect place for shotguns and SMGs. What do I think about that? It's an average map, please. It's average. I didn't really enjoy it that much. It has good technique, like good ideas behind it, like the bridge that can get destroyed over those canals. That's sick. I don't like the train bridge on the top. I think it's a bit of a cluster and a little camping spot for snipers. I do love the almost embassy-like area in the right corner of the map, where that is absolute shit show to try and capture that, or defending it. It's amazing. You can just like sit there with your SMG and just mow down people. But for what it is, don't really like it too much. Why put it in the C tier? I don't know. Let me know what you think, but that's just my thoughts. Oh, Devastation. Look, the idea behind the map is very cool. Reality, a couple buildings destroyed. I think it can be a total shit show depending on who you're playing with. That reason, it's gonna go above Rotterdam because it's unique. If I was given the choice, I wouldn't play it. That's what I'd have to say. Same as Rotterdam. I'm not too like, oh, I'm gonna stay on. You know, that feeling when you gotta get off, but then you're like, oh, there's one more game to give us hope. And then you find Iwo Jima. But if I find Rotterdam, Devastation, I'm like, nah, I'm getting off. Al Marj Encampment. I really enjoy the idea of just an infantry only map. I feel like there was something that's really lacking in Battlefield 5. There was only really 2 only infantry maps. Those are arguably the funner ones, if I'm gonna say, because it's just a grind the battle. Another map that was designed specifically for breakthrough, just emphasizing that DICE was stepping more into a breakthrough position when they were creating their map. I mean, as one of the last maps ever released, this is a pretty darn good map, and I really enjoyed it. And you get to play as the Americans versus the Germans. Unique, at least at the time. This one is actually going to S. I've played this map probably the most out of any because they're always on. And it just is so intense, and it's absolute, such a big thrill when you're just holding that last position at the airbase, trying to hold on. Makes it really addicting, just makes me want to play more. Al Sundan, another great map. I like it a lot. As a specific more breakthrough player, I think it's a great map. That really just, oh, the start is amazing, but it's just that little bridge and you gotta capture it. Don't forget, it is an absolute grind to get through that area, but if you have a good enough team and you can smash through that, sick. And then you go to the one point that there's on like the cliff, and then there's another one just out in the open. Really just provides that all-out open warfare, and if you're smart enough, you can beat it. It is quite a hard map to get through, and I do believe it does kind of pivot more to defense. There is a chance though, so keep fighting, coordinate, you can do it. Just don't do what so many Battlefield players do. The second 1 point's captured, they all run over to the next, and then you lose B after you just fall for it. But you captured A, but now you have to go back and get B. Stay at the point and just defend it, because everyone just runs like headless chickens. Al Sundan, you are my friend, and you're gonna go top of B tier. Hamada. The massive map, it's quite underwhelming for me. What really stands out, I guess, is you can blow that massive bridge up. You have the opportunity for the German or British planes to take off on that little runway. I like taking off. I don't know why. I think it's cool. Everything else is just barren. There's a few like defendable positions, but it's quite barren and it really suits sniper play. I'm not a big fan of sniper play. I will play snipers, but that's not what I play Battlefield for. So for that reason, Amana, you're going in D tier. If I was given the opportunity, I would skip you. Aerodrome. If you don't like Aerodrome, I don't know who you are, why you play Battlefield at all. No, I'm just kidding. like what you want. Aerodrome is a sick map for Breakthrough. Perfect. I like it so much. Got that contested little air hangers you gotta fight through. And if you have a machine gun and you're just sitting up there, you can mow down so many of them. Once again, fortifications really work for the map because you can make so much stuff that makes it so much easier for your team. I really do love the fortification system in Battlefield 5. I reckon it's really sick. It allows you just to get some cover when there's none available. So we are going to miss out on Battlefield 2042. Aerodrome, you're going into the A. Lofoten Islands. You might like it. I have never played it before. So it's only really right for me to put it all the way down to D tier because I've never played it. And why wouldn't they convert it into a full multiplayer map? Maybe they were working on something with a few islands added to it. That could have been a possibility. But you know what? Just give us a boat to fight on and the islands. You know, mix it up. It wouldn't be illegal to mix it up. Aircraft carrier just chilling over there. No, the aircraft carrier wouldn't make sense, but you get the point. Be creative. But Lofoten, you can stay in D because I will not be playing you. Narvik. Ooh. The first map most of us have ever played in the beta, and that kind of was the promised lie that we had at the start when Grand Operations was going to be this crazy, unique, different thing, and then we just found it's kind of the same. And don't forget, I do like Grand Operations, however, there's a lot of improvement it can do. Where's Behemoth? I miss Behemoth so much. Battlefield 1 made Behemoth work so well, and I miss Behemoth. And it's depressing we're not getting Operations anymore. Start of Narvik, sick. But it kind of gets bland after that. Not the same. Except for when you get to that coal pit and you're at the top and you can just devastate people. Better than Devastation in the map. It just gives a good idea about murdering. And I like how there's only one or two maps. One or two tanks. So not to overwhelm it. They really changed the tide. For that reason, you can go in C tier. You know, nothing crazy. Sure can show us how great the graphics are. The Gel 652. Infantry and aircraft only map. Who remembers being told in Grand Operations, if you're playing in the Narvik Grand Operations, get to Felge 652, and if you make the stalemate, you can play the last man game mode, where it's like you only have limited ammunition, can't regen, just you against them, and there's no respawns. I've never played that, and I've been playing Battlefield 5 for 3 years. I've never had that experience. So for that reason, Felge 652, you can go in the D tier. How dare you? I kind of feel like Greece is the turning point for DICE when they were making maps, because I loved Mercury. Mercury is just unique. It's bright, it's colorful, it's different. You know, we were missing that Mediterranean style of maps, like the bright, vivid blue river, ocean. I don't want to get clipped on that. Bright blue ocean, so beautiful. The Greek islands, specifically on Crete, has those German gliders just chilling around, which is cool. I kind of wish we got to partake in the assaults from the Germans. Other than that, I really enjoy the fat hill in the middle of it that you gotta fight the death battle for, because if you control the hill, you control the game. I don't really like how they have the big radio like signals or whatever, the big radio things. Like, they're kind of glitchy. Like, you can kind of cheat it a bit with a sniper or something, just kind of in the corner, just sniping. It's hard to explain, but I just don't like how those radio buildings work. Those portable radio buildings, I do not know what they're actually called. I can't remember specifically. Radars. No, not radars. You get my point, those radio buildings. I don't like them. They kind of make it weird. Mercury, you have the potential to be an epic or an A tier. Marita. What's not to love about Marita? I can't hear you. There's nothing, because Marita is basically perfect, especially at the end when you get to the town and there is just the ability to run on top of the buildings. It's just different and I like it. It's just on like a cliff on the side and there's a lot of choke points that you have to defend. I can appreciate that. And the start is also really sick when there's just like one house and you have to defend that. I found so many cheeky spots that you can play and just hide in there. Not get caught. That's sick. Addicting. I love Merida. Merida, you know where you're going. To S. Now we're going to the more unique map. Well, Operation Underground, I have my hands tied behind my backs. If I even thought that I hated Operation Underground, there is no way in hell I could tell anyone, because I would immediately have 0 subscribers and I'll probably get striked. I don't know why. I get 3 strikes from YouTube. I'm just gonna say Operation Underground is perfect, so that's all I can say. Interesting. I'm kind of different about it. I love the fort, I love the starting position, everything else I do not care about. Get it out of the map. The fort feels kind of underused and underwhelming. It has all these defensible positions. I reckon that map would work so well for 120 players. I could imagine everyone just lined up around the trenches, just shooting out. But if you're playing against 32 players and you see that massive fort, they're not really charging it, which is a missed opportunity. I think they really need to rework that. But otherwise, it's an average map. It was great to have it. It's a good map, but Battlefield standards. If this was a Call of Duty map, 10 out of 10. But this is Battlefield standards, so it has to go on average. Now, the one and only map that we've all been waiting for, Wake Island. First time I played Wake Island was in Battlefield 1943, the free version of Battlefield that went out on the PlayStation 3. Yes, that's my first experience with Battlefield and I was addicted. This edition of Wake Island, kind of generic. There's not really much they can do with it, I know that. Still underwhelming for me. I feel like they just need they're gonna make another one for Battlefield 2042, just redevelop it. Make it different. Put some tunnels in there or something. Just anything. Right now, it's still, because it was made so long ago, it is a great map. It's underwhelming. They haven't really brought anything new to the table. I'm just sat here pondering, what new stuff did they bring? If you're gonna remake a map, and it's not a completely faithful remaster, add some unicity to it, make it unique, make it different. So for that reason, it's gonna stick in B. It's an average map. Now, it's a great map, but like I said before, what they're bringing to the table here is average. Please understand that. That is my tier list. Yes, my favorite map is Iwo Jima. If you disagree with that, then I hope that you all get sick and die immediately. No, I don't, okay? It's everyone's opinion. Have whatever the hell opinion. If you thought Narvik was the best map, by all means. If you thought Lofoten Islands was the best map, I don't know what type of meth you're on, but you are free to do that. I'm not gonna sit there and gatekeep and get offended. Say whatever you want. Say I'm completely wrong and that it should be flipped upside down, or that all maps on Battlefield 5 are trash, or all maps are perfect, whatever. Do whatever you want. This is my list. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will leave a link to the Battlefield 5 maps tier list, and if you want, you guys can make your own one and show me, or just tell me in the comments what your favorite map in Battlefield 5 is. It's your choice. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys for another video like this next week. Peace.